Warning: the following video may contain harsh language, crude humor, and may offend unintentionally, and is an affiliate of Scythering Productions. The opinions and comments expressed do not reflect those of the Scythering team. All credit and criticism shall be warranted to TWS Productions. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everyone and welcome to That Wrestling Show's pay-per-view review of Money in the Bank. A very odd pay-per-view, a very different pay-per-view. We were happy, we were sad. Those of you that joined us in the chat room,
you
awesome.
know our reactions.
Normally
I wouldn't be here. Under normal circumstances, I would be doing a, and as you can tell, who I wanted to win, you know. We'll get more on that later. But normally I'd be doing a written review of the pay-per-views like I normally do. You can catch them on the Scythering Pro Boards forum, or, excuse me, you can catch them on my Facebook. But here I'm doing something a little bit different to help DM out with what was actually a really, really good pay-per-view.
Yeah, we were all kind of surprised. We were kind of down. We were happy. We were a whole bunch of emotions on this pay-per-view because we were kind of waiting for it. But let's go through the matches. It opened up with the SmackDown Money in the Bank, which featured Sin Cara, Cody Rhodes, Daniel Bryan, Wade Barrett, Justin Gabriel, Sheamus, Kane, and Heath Slater. Sin Cara took one hell of a bump going through the goddamn
fucking ladder. I wonder how much CMLL trained him for that.
Well, they don't use mats in CML.
He got fucking powerbombed through a ladder. By the way, Sin Cara came out in silver and gold. Looked really cool. But, this was a really good match.
Yeah, a little better than I thought it was going to be, seeing as how most of them have never been in a ladder match or know how to work a ladder match. But this was actually better than I thought it was going to be. And believe it or not, Bryan Danielson
won.
Gets Money in the Bank. I stood there with my jaw on the floor going, what?
Now, I was very, very impressed with everybody in this ladder match, but in this particular one, who would you say the star was? Did anybody stand out?
Yeah, not really. I think it was very evenly balanced. They gave Cara a little time. Cody Rhodes got a little bit of time.
Sheamus dominated quite a bit.
Well, so did Kane and Barrett. They did their thing. And like I said, Gabriel, keep your eye on him. He was very impressive tonight.
There was a ladder.
Slater was all right.
The corner was here, and the ladder's like positioned this way. And so Gabriel stands on the ladder and he 450s off the ladder. It was very impressive. I mean, that was like an unstable surface to do it.
Like I said, he
someone to watch out for.
Someone definitely to watch out for. But yet, Bryan Danielson gets the win. Not to say that he was the last guy on my list, but he wasn't on the top.
And that crowd went nuts.
Oh yeah, they were doing CM Punk chants all night, but they went ballistic when Bryan Danielson won. I was in shock. So overall, out of 5 stars,
I'd give I would give this 3.5.
I would say
a very good match.
We've seen better, but
I give it a 3. Because we have seen better.
Considering the people in it,
I will give it a solid 3 out of 5. It's a very good match.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. 3 out of 5 stars. Concerning who was in the thing, not bad at all. The second match on the card was the
Divas Championship.
Was the downer match. The Divas Championship between, was it Brie or Nikki?
Who fucking cares? Versus who fucking cares?
Versus Kelly.
This match went on far too long.
It was like 7 minutes too long. There was a botch right at the start of the show.
2 of them in the match. And what I find interesting about this, and I'm sorry to cut you off.
He pointed this out right off the bat.
The person who commented on the last video that I was in, I know I cut him off. If it irritates you, tough shit.
Just get used to it because he does this all the time.
Yeah, you fucking do it too. But I had to point this out like the minute it happened. Kelly hits her finisher, the K2. The fans don't care, and the announcers don't even fucking notice it.
Even on the replay, they
don't even
say anything. And of course, BM in the chat room was like, the announcers didn't even notice the finisher. I wasn't even paying attention. And I says, oh, that was her finisher.
K2 didn't even fucking notice.
I didn't even know what the hell it was. It says, oh, that's a famouser. Okay.
Yeah, that's the K2. That's her finisher. And what's funny is I actually have to give this 1.5, which is actually still higher than John Cena versus R-Truth.
Yeah, but I'll have to agree. It was, for what it was worth, it was okay. But
this is a shit match. This was still better than Cena and Truth.
Yeah. We then get to the third match. I was surprised they did this match
this early.
This early. It was Big Show versus Mark Henry, and This was so much better than John Cena, R-Truth.
R-Truth. This was even faster than that.
Now, what I didn't care about this match is we've seen this out of Mark Henry since 2002. He's fought Batista, he's fought John Cena, he's fought Bobby Lashley, The Undertaker, Randy Orton, Macho Man Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan. He's did this to Sting. Every fucking person he fights, it's the same goddamn match. So you didn't really see anything special. Especially when the announcers were like, have you ever seen anyone kick out of that? Well, yeah, I named like 6 people like that right off the top of my head. It was an alright match. I mean, it was, come on, it's Big Show and Mark Henry.
I'll say this.
It was better than John Cena and R-Truth.
That's going to be the running joke in the fucking
But that's like saying diarrhea is better than hard stool, you know? At least it comes out quicker.
What's funny is that this match is between a combined over 900 pounds Michael Cole. Do the fucking math.
And they couldn't do the math. It's gotta be like 800 pounds in the ring.
No. Mark Henry's like 430, so if Big Show is actually 485, it's still over 900 pounds. I pointed that one out too. But once again, this match was faster than John Cena and R-Truth. And it was better. I have to actually give this, for the 2 big men that they had, I'm really trying not to laugh because it's so much better than Cena and Truth.
I'll give it 2 stars.
I was about to say that. It's a 2-star match.
And what I find hysterical, I pointed this out, the very end, Mark Henry takes a chair and puts it in Big Show's leg and does like a Vader bomb.
The Pillmanizer.
What I love is how they were going, oh, this is so brutal. This is just absolutely sick. Let's see it on the replay. And they showed it 5 times on the replay. You know, for something that's disturbing and sick to see, why would you show it 5 more times?
That would be like seeing Sid Vicious's leg snap on the... Oh, wait,
Yeah.
they did replay that, didn't
And
they?
Big Show was not very PG tonight. I believe he said fuck 3 times.
I think he said, like, oh, fuck, when Henry was coming off. He pushed the referee, and I heard him audibly say, get the fuck off of me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what happens when you charge for air and you don't keep your bill paid. You don't become PG.
So Big Show gets wheeled out on a golf cart of
Wait a minute.
death or something.
I have to bring up the first ladder match. Didn't fucking Booker T say something about a telephone booth? What the fuck was he talking about?
Justin Gabriel did the 450 and said he just came out of a telephone booth and did that. What the fuck does that have to do with... I gotta say, the announce team for tonight sucked. I mean, they absolutely sucked.
This was such an
We were calling the matches like 30 times better than Cole and Booker and that other guy.
And then we weren't even calling the match.
And we were just having a good time. We knew every goddamn move. But anyway, 2 stars for that match. Whatever. We then get the Raw Money in the Bank match, which was kind of a downer. It wasn't as good as I thought it would be. It consisted of Del Rio, 619, Evan Bourne, Kofi Kingston, Jack Swagger, The Miz, Alex Riley, and R-Truth.
The Miz was in there twice?
Yeah, he was in there twice. Miz got fucked up at the early start.
Which one?
Miz won.
Oh, the real Miz.
The real Miz got his knee screwed up. The trainers came out. They're like, oh, he's fucked. Get him out. Get him out. The match carried on. He had all 5 guys. No, it was all 7 guys on top of the thing trying to reach for the briefcase. Didn't happen.
Whole ladder falls down like the fucking like the Philadelphia Spectrum, like the fucking Big Blue Crew, whatever. It just falls down like a big building demolition. Out comes the Miz hobbling like fucking Zach Gowen. I swear to God, I am not making that one up. He was literally like hopping down the aisle, and everyone was marking out.
Which is weird because he's the bad guy. But
he's
whatever.
the biggest bad guy there, and the fans are going crazy for him. And then Mysterio pulls him off. And I haven't heard Mysterio get this kind of boos in years.
Yeah, people booing Rey Mysterio.
God.
That was kind of different, to be 100% honest. And Rey gets to the top rope, and then Del Rio gets up. The ladder gets up with him. He rips off his mask and kicks Rey Mysterio off. Rey Mysterio kind of, sort of, hits Del Rio's ladder, and both of them fall.
To which I call out, they fucked the ending, they fucked the ending, they fucked the ending.
Yeah,
because Mysterio was more concerned with his fucking face than making sure that the spot was done correctly, because even, I know you're supposed to preserve your character, but in that kind of, it honestly was kind of a dangerous spot, because if something had gone wrong, someone could have really been hurt. So Mysterio should have had his priorities in order. You know, make sure that the spot's kind of done safely as opposed to, oh, I don't want them to see my Mexican face, even though if they watched WCW in 2000, they've already seen it.
No, I always wondered why he never painted his face, just in case that happens. You know,
I don't know why the fuck he still wears a mask to the ring. How many times has he been unmasked in the ring?
3. To my knowledge, this will be the 3rd time. But Del Rio gets the win after resetting the ladder. He climbs up. Yay, he wins, and the air is kind of let out a little bit. Not because necessarily the spot was kind of botched, but it was kind of like there was nobody else in the ring. Mysterio was down. There was no one left. I was like, well, all right.
He still got the briefcase off a lot quicker than Swagger did.
Yeah, so Del Rio wins. We all kind of saw that coming. I predicted that was going to happen.
2.5. I mean,
you know,
it was the inferior of the 2 ladder matches.
I'll be fair and I'll give it 3. I think the SmackDown one, like I said, was a little bit better. I'll give this one at least 3 stars.
Star of this one is Evan Bourne. Definitely Evan Bourne. Really, once again, take the fucking hint, WWE.
No, they already did take the hint. They're giving it to Del Rio so they can squash him. Oh, that's right. There's no title. We'll get to that later. Then we get the first of the 2 big title matches, Randy Orton versus Christian. Everyone in the chat room was going, this is a great match. I says, yeah, it was a great match 2 months ago, and it was a great match 1 month ago. Let's see if they do something different.
But once again, they pull out a great match.
Can't lie, it was good.
The stipulation being if Randy Orton gets disqualified,
or if there was sneaky officiating,
Orton loses the title. So Christian does something that I haven't seen in WWE, WWF for a very long time. He actually outsmarts the champion.
Yeah.
And this is what I find weird because continuity, not in my wrestling. Why does Orton getting spat in his face, why does that piss him off? Didn't he used to do that to fucking everybody?
Yeah, he used to spit on everybody. He used to RKO on them.
I mean, so Christian spits in his face, and he just beats the dog piss out of him. I mean, Orton just goes fucking Bill Goldberg on his ass. Christian gets back up, field goal to the balls, right in front of Kyoto.
That's the patented kick, by the way.
How the fuck?
They now patent kicks.
They patent the Orton going for the patented punt. How the fuck do you patent a kick? Shawn Michaels couldn't even patent a kick. Anyway, so he field goals Christian's testicles. It's fucking good. Kyoto calls for the bell, and the place explodes because Orton has just lost the fucking title.
Yeah, go figure. Orton loses, and the fans go absolutely crazy. And here's the dumb part of this whole thing. I sat there going, so this is the payoff. Christian gets the world title with a kick to the nuts. And then Orton hits him with 2 RKOs on the table that doesn't break. Yeah, I'm not going to be so down on this match, but the problem is I would have, again, preferred Christian wins the title, not with a kick to the nuts. Now the problem is we got to spend $54.95 to see the rematch on SummerSlam, which will be their 4th encounter
on pay-per-view.
And
in all honesty, though, as an analyst,
I'll give it 3 stars, but they're lucky to get that.
I'm gonna go a little higher. I'm gonna give it 3.5.
Well, you're more gracious than I am.
Because I thoroughly enjoyed the match. I loved this match. These two, for the last 3-4 months, have always put on, with the exception of the live street fight, have always put on great matches, and this was no different.
You know, there are people that say, well, what about Taker and Shawn? They wrestle all the time. Yeah, but every match is different. This was the exact match from last month, and the exact match from last month
which isn't necessarily
from SmackDown.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
But it was nothing new.
No.
It was the same spots, just in a different order. And the only thing different was the kick to the nuts. So, really, this is how you're going to treat Christian.
And this is what really shocked me. When the first title match came on, they had 90 minutes left in this pay-per-view. Technically 75 to 80 because they like to cut it off 10 minutes before 9 o'clock, or before the hour.
Just in case they need more time, they have overrun.
Right.
They plan that.
So this match was about maybe 15, 20 minutes.
I don't even think it was that long. I think it was just barely pushed the 10-minute mark. It wasn't that long.
I don't know, but it was a great match. And then we go on to, holy fuck, I have never heard a crowd this hostile and this pro one person since fucking ECW. John Cena versus CM Punk for the WWE title. CM Punk comes out to the biggest pop since Triple H's return.
It was like the second coming of Christ showed up in Chicago. Fans were going absolutely crazy. People were throwing T-shirts and soda was flying everywhere. There was confetti, fireworks.
Well, no. But it was fucking unreal. I have not heard a crowd react that hot in a very, very long time. It was a real good feeling. You know, even as a fan watching watching at home, it was a real good feeling. And then John Cena.
But before we get to John Cena, let's get to the announcers. They said, and I quote, "I've never heard something like this ever in my life."
Yes, you have.
Yeah, you have. It's called Montreal. Look it up. Look it up.
You know, the thing that you guys still can't get over and you keep bringing up, and you did bring it up in the fucking match.
They actually hinted the ending of the match. But anyway, back to John Cena.
And then John Cena comes out and wow. I haven't heard anyone get booed this badly since
Rey Mysterio.
But no, in all honesty, I haven't heard anybody get booed this badly since Vince McMahon in 1998. Man, these guys hated John Cena. And what was kind of interesting is throughout the match, I can't believe I'm saying this. Maybe it's just because of the result, but this is easily match of the night anyway. But maybe,
as the main event should be.
Maybe it's because of the result, but for whatever reason, I am giving this like a 4.5. This was a this was more emotionally draining than Taker and Shawn. I'm dead serious. You can't really tell. I have no voice. I went to a concert on Friday night, and I did not go this fucking crazy as I was when I was watching this match. This was absolutely... This goes to show me, even though I still fucking hate John Cena, he can pull out an amazing match.
Well, I want to disagree slightly with that. I'm going to give the match 4.5 stars. It would have been 5 if the length would have been a little bit longer and if it wasn't a screwy finish. But that's just me looking at it from a sport kind of perspective. Cena wrestled, yeah, but he wrestled exactly the same. He did 3 new things, which was a gut wrench, the eagle stretch, and he knew how to counter tonight. That's all he really did. Not a whole lot of wrestling from John Cena, to say the least. CM Punk carried him through this match.
Of course.
There were some people saying, oh, Punk is burying Cena. No, it's the other way around. Cena kind of annoyed me towards the end of the match where he's smiling. When you're frustrated, you don't smile. You don't do that.
That's kind of bad.
That's a bad image.
Yeah.
You don't smile at someone that you can't beat. You get frustrated. You get a little upset. Look at Shawn Michaels when he couldn't win. He threw a temper tantrum. Look at Orton. Every time he wins, he throws a temper tantrum. But overall, the match was so much better than I expected. Punk was able to get out of the GTS, out of the STF twice.
He countered the STF into an anaconda vice.
Countered it into the anaconda vice.
Imagine that.
He got out of the FU, the AA. He kind of fell, but he
kicked out of it twice.
He kicked out of it twice. He avoided the super FU. He took a fucking suplex to the floor, a leg drop to the back of the head. He got a stiff punch to the face. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it was a stiff punch to the face. Then towards the end of the match, Punk's in the
STF.
Punk hits the GTS, Cena goes to the floor, and again, that's like when the balloon pops. You just kind of go, fuck. He throws him into the ring. There's Vince McMahon with John Laurinaitis.
Of all
people, John Laurinaitis. They could have put Michael Hayes there, and there wouldn't have been any more heat. The devil could have walked out and people would have praised him. Holy crap. So here they come, standing on ringside. They're watching the match. Punk gets in the ring.
Gets put in the GTS.
Gets put into the GT. No, he gets put in the STF.
Yes, excuse me. I'm fucking excited.
Vince McMahon says, go ring the bell. And I'm like, oh no, they're not going to. I mean, I kind of felt that it was going to happen. I says, oh no, here we go. John Laurinaitis gets to about one side of the ring.
Gets to the post.
John Cena decks the fuck out of him. John Laurinaitis is now just John.
The Ultimate Warrior clotheslines the motherfucker.
He then tells Vince, not this way. If he's going to win, he's going to win. Gets in the ring, GTS 1, 2, 3, the roof is gone.
You fucking heard that. Fucking John Cena just got beat by CM fucking Punk.
And needless to
Hell
say,
yes.
needless to say, we're happy to say the least. WWE had some balls and actually did something different for a change. But there's more to this story.
Oh my god, it gets better. This fucking place is exploding. You would think that the Chicago Cubs, and if anybody knows the history of the Cubs, you know where I'm going with this. You would think that the Chicago Cubs just won the fucking World Series.
You would have thought Michael Jordan returned to the fucking Bulls or something.
Holy fuck. There was probably no roof left in the arena. So Vince McMahon, being the ultimate dickhead, gets on the banana phone and says, cut his fucking music. Well, no. Just cut his music. Get Alberto out of here right now. I want him to cash it in right now. So what happens? Here comes Alberto Del Rio.
But we already knew that.
But we already knew that. Here comes Alberto Del Rio, and CM Punk kicks the Mexican out of him. I swear to God, one shot.
And Del Rio is down to a count of 106, and all of us in the chat room, everyone in the arena was screaming, run!
Go!
Leave, get out of the ring. If you're not in the ring, they can't cash in.
This is
Punk goes
this is
over the
This is
guardrail.
the icing on the cake. He crotches the guardrail, he turns back to Vince, holds up the title and goes, bye! And he fucking bolts out the arena.
On top of it, there was a fan going like this to Vince. That made it priceless. Punk gets the hell out of the fucking arena. The fans are going crazy, and Vince looks like he's gonna cry.
You know what?
I was in shock. I sat there going, yeah, there's still like 10 minutes left of the program.
Logo.
Vince is going to say, like, no, don't let CM Punk leave the arena. Security, stop him. Or John Cena's going to cash in his rematch right now.
Here
It's
comes
no
the logo.
holds
Bottom
barred.
right.
There's the logo. I says, okay, there's the logo. There's still 9 minutes left. Fade to black.
And what's great,
It's over.
The fucking parting shot right before you see Vince McMahon closing the show. CM Punk runs through the concession stands, and there's this one kid. This is one fucking kid who is cheering his head off. And I think, I may be wrong, because I have selective memory right now. I think he might have been wearing the old black and green John Cena John Deere t-shirt. So, holy fuck. I actually went on this fucking tangent. I mean, DM was making.
You think?
DM was making some really bad jokes in the chat.
Those of you that were in the chat room know.
I mean, he was making some really bad jokes. But during this match, I was like screaming at Punk and Jason, I apologize.
No, you don't.
No, I really fucking do. I was just so emotionally invested in this match. I told Jason to like shut his fat fucking mouth, and I told. I think Jamster's cousin that he can go fuck himself, and that because he's a Cena fan, he has no right to live. I was just telling Punk to break his fucking neck, hardcore Holloway style. I was telling him to like fucking shoot Cena in the head. I was fucking pissed at this entire goddamn match. And when Punk gets the final 3 count, my chair is actually still fucking overturned in my room right now. My mom came into the room.
Thought he had a stroke.
She's like, "Are you okay?" I guess she thought I had like a fucking heart attack or a stroke or something. I was like, "Oh my god, fucking CM Punk just beat John Cena." CM Punk, if you don't know, I'm sure you can figure it the fuck out. CM Punk has been one of my favorite wrestlers for
Since 5 years.
For about 5-6 fucking years.
Since he debuted in what, 2005?
Well, hell, I saw him in Ring of Honor. I didn't like him as much then as I did now, but I was like, this guy's really, really good. And then I didn't know that he had signed with WWE, and then when I saw him, I'm like, oh my god, they fucking got him. And I've been a fan of him ever since, and the whole everything. And CM Punk came out with a new fucking t-shirt that is the biggest slap in the face to everybody who works in WWE right now, because it's got the fucking like stars like that's on his tights, and on the back, and it's got the Thunderbolt, and on the back it says "Best in the World." I am so ordering that fucking shit.
I cannot believe that WWE pulled the trigger.
They did.
I mean, I was sitting there going, I'm gonna root for Punk. Cena's gonna win, and it's gonna be a good match. I'll be angry at the result, but at least Cena will hustle his ass and have a good match out of it.
We also actually said that if Punk wins, he's not walking out with the belt.
Yeah, we all said that too. If Punk wins, Del Rio or Rey Mysterio or Miz is gonna cash in and ruin the whole thing. No, they did everything we thought and said, no, Punk's still gonna walk out. Raw right now is the
must-see.
must-see thing in the world.
Now, this leads me to believe that.
Well, by the time this airs, Punk's contract is over. So
yeah,
that time can go away.
But from the time the pay-per-view ends, which is, where were they? Chicago?
They were in Chicago.
Okay, so it ended at 9 o'clock here. So it's 11 o'clock over there. They had 60 minutes to fucking sign CM Punk. Legitimately. They had 60 minutes to sign CM Punk to a contract because his contract ends at midnight on the 18th. So they had 60 minutes. So my theory is going to be, one, the whole thing is an elaborate setup. Like they're going to announce that CM Punk was re-signed right after the match and that Cena's been fired. And that hopefully means he's going to take a 97,000-year sabbatical and, fucking just drop off the face of the earth and go die with Batista. And, yeah, I fucking do not want to see John Cena anymore. Or maybe he'll just, have gay babies with Randy Orton. Glad, go ahead, attack me. I don't fucking care.
But they want more gay babies. Makes their legion bigger. Anyway, yeah, he can.
Or, there's going to be a fucking rematch at SummerSlam. And Punk's going to lose the belt, and then his career in WWE will be over, hopefully for the time being. I am hoping on option A, that this title win is actually a legitimate re-signing of CM Punk. Because as much as I love CM Punk and I want him to get the spotlight that he deserves, he has it now. He fucking has it. So if they don't re-sign him, this is the biggest, I'm telling you, this is the biggest story that they've done in the last 10 years. And this is the biggest results. This is the most amount of viewership, of actual fan interaction that they have gotten in a long, long time. It would be a big mistake to drop the ball right now.
Without a doubt. And what's sad is you didn't generate this much interest in a match since Taker and Shawn. Those guys are legends, and they are, of course, going to generate that kind of interest. These two, I don't want to say rookies, but these two young guys generated enough interest that people wanted to see this pay-per-view.
But here's the thing. Why is that? Do you think it was really because of John Cena?
I think it was a combination of John Cena and everyone's natural hatred or love for him, and CM Punk and his natural hatred or love towards him. The way they built this, I personally think they left this as unscripted as possible. The things Punk said were completely unscripted, and the things that John Cena said, well, reads it off of a tablet. I think the way they booked this was beautiful. They gave us the end result. They made us believe and doubt at the same time that Punk was going to win, that Cena was going to win. They suspended our belief. They
got us.
They made wrestling good again. Now, if Punk is a bad guy, as an analyst, I should be going, oh no, the title's gone. What's WWE going to do now? It makes me want to tune in. As a fan, I'm going, Punk wins, what are they going to do now? So now it makes it interesting for both parties. The kids are going to tune in because Cena's gone, and they're going to be pissed because they want to see what happens.
They want their superhero to win.
They want their superhero to win, and they're going to tune in to see, was he really getting fired? And when he does get fired, they'll be pissed. And
everybody else is going to tune in.
Everybody else is going to
fucking celebrate.
Exactly. So this is what I said on the predictions. Punk has to win to make Raw interesting. If Cena walked out with that title, no one would have watched Raw. They would have watched, and then that would have been it. Now, Raw's interesting. They can have Vicky Guerrero butt naked in that ring for the next 2 hours on Raw, not make a word about CM Punk or Cena, and it'll still be interesting.
The thing is, though, you'd have to have CM Punk at the end of the show. You'd have to have something. You're like, okay,
I don't think he's going to be in there. I think he's going to.
You know what? They might.
I think he's gone for good.
You know what? You know what? He said that he was going to take the title and he was going to fucking change it. Do you know how many pops that got a couple weeks ago? So maybe.
Watch him come back with a spinner belt with his face on it.
Oh my god, the Pepsi logo on a belt. Oh, dude, the fucking Thunderbolt! The fucking fist of the Thunderbolt. I would so buy a replica of that.
Needless to say, pay-per-view is over. CM Punk wins. Our beliefs were suspended. I got one of my predictions right. Two of them right.
Well, you did pick.
Kelly won. No, actually, I got 3 of them right. Kelly won. Not Sin Cara. Del Rio won, and Punk won.
But you predicted Punk solely because it was what you actually wanted. If you had been like me and predicted it as an analyst, you would have said John Cena, because that's what I did.
No, even as an analyst, I would have picked it as Punk.
Really?
Just the way it was going. It makes for a much better story.
What I really...
If you look at it from an analyst, Punk is the bad guy,
Oh, yeah.
Cena's the good guy. So I'm like, well, the good guy should win, but tonight he's not. That's how I looked at
I'm
it.
going to go Empire Strikes
The
Back.
bad guy's... Darth Vader's going to win tonight, and he did. He destroyed everything.
What I find great, I'm getting a text message. What I find great is the way they built that. Look, I'm gonna say this. As much as I hate WWE sometimes, the guys who make their video packages are some of the best, most talented people in the world. The way they built that John Cena CM Punk promo, the way it ended was literally Punk saying, "Do I have your attention now?" That's how you hook people. That is exactly how you fucking hook people, because when CM Punk speaks, people listen. And then when CM Punk says, "Do I have your attention now?" And if he doesn't, he's going to get it in about 10 seconds.
So overall, now we got to think of taking all the emotion. No, we're even going to put the emotion into it, because if you're not emotionally invested in anything,
You're not enjoying it.
You're not going to watch it. It's the same with movies and any kind of sporting event. But looking at it from a wrestling standpoint, a fan standpoint, an analytical standpoint, I will give this pay-per-view, and I'm being very generous, but mainly because of the emotion invested, I will give it 4 out of 5 stars. It would have been a little higher if a couple of matches would have performed better, but let's face it, we all paid the big money to see one match.
And you know what? I'm gonna go right on the limb out there and just jump right out there with you. 8 out of 10, 4 out of 5, however you want to slice it. We all paid the money to see. You don't get this anymore. CM Punk versus John Cena really legitimately had that big fight feel. And it was absolutely amazing. This was more emotionally draining. Maybe just because I'm a diehard Punk fan. But this was more emotionally draining than The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 26. When there's going to be a video that DM is going to post later after this, where I am just like cheering and crying and I'm yelling at people that Cena sucks, even if they don't watch wrestling. There's this one guy, you'll see it, but I have no voice. I sound like the fucking Sandman. And I was so fucking happy. I mean, I have never felt like that in professional wrestling in years.
This is something WWE needed. They seriously needed to say, you know what, let's just go out on a limb and do something different for a change. And they had the potential and the possibility to just pull the rug under our feet and go, no, Cena's going to win. Come on. No, they went the total opposite direction and got people interested. How long is it going to keep us interested? Well, we don't know. I mean, there's a lot of shit they've done for the last couple years that are not necessarily forgivable, but one good deed doesn't wash away the rest. But let's see where they go with this. I am so interested to see what's going to happen. I was afraid that this pay-per-view was going to make or break a lot of the fans, and I think they knew.
This delivered.
I think at the end they said, if we fuck Punk, people are leaving. I really think they are.
Think of it this way. Who won at the start of the pay-per-view? Bryan Danielson. Who won at the end? CM Punk. I think Ring of Honor and their fans really won in this pay-per-view.
I think the fans won, to be 100% honest.
I wish I was in Chicago tonight. I wish I was there. This was an amazing... I was just sitting at home. And
aside from the announce team,
I was sucked into the pay-per-view. I really got emotionally invested in it. But I don't want to take up too much of your time anymore.
Let's put it this way. If R-Truth and John Cena were the main event, after the last ladder match, I probably would have turned off. But no, they had that big fight feel. It made you want to see the main event. We haven't wanted to see the main event in years. It was just another John Cena match. And, I can't wait to see where they're going with this. 4 out of 5 stars. I thank everyone for watching. I want to send in your requests. Send in your thoughts and your comments on what you thought of the pay-per-view. Did it suck? Was it great? Were you happy? Were you sad? Those of you that were in the chat room, thank you. Go to the website at thatwrestlingshow.webs.com. Check it out, and we will see you next time.